What's up, boys? How's it going? Hopefully, you guys are having as good a day as I am. What a wonderful day we're having. If you're not already, hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, share it out, family and friends. Pump the likes in your bags. Yes, exactly. We gotta get the word out there, guys. We're getting the word out there, and the best way to do it, if you're just watching, just hit the likes. That helps. Hopefully you guys are having good. Should make soy AI Hoskinson. Well, the thing is, so I was looking at making one for Tone Vase, but it literally says like don't use other people's likeness if you don't, if they don't, if because I don't know if they can sue you or whatever, but yeah. So I'm not really worried about Richard doing that, but. I'm not gonna test the waters on anybody else. No decision yet because Annie Carroll finished bridge into Hexford. Maybe that's who's putting the money in. We got some news today. Let's go ahead and start the news. Look at that. We got green candles abound, boys. Look at that. We are at 5.17 for Pulse, up 3.5% today. Pulsex up almost 5%. 3.5. Incentive token almost up 5% too at $1.84, and Hex up 2.5% at 1.4 cents. So there you go. I mean, it's still going. Let's check out what the chart looks like. Let's choke our charts. And looks about what we saw yesterday. I mean, like I said, we're just gonna be bouncing around here for a while until we get somewhat of a decision, I think. Bitcoin actually going up on a tear, 2.4% up today. Ethereum 2%, XRP 1%, and the Cardano 3.25%. And this is because, well, the S&P down 0.5%, Nasdaq 0.25%, a dollar reduced, same. And this is Nvidia actually down today. Let's see, it's at what, 4% down. I mean, Nvidia is trading like an altcoin right now. Nvidia is trading like an altcoin. It's gonna get good. This comes from Powell. Powell, he is not gonna cut rates. He's not gonna hike rates. He's going to just keep it where we're at. And Donald Trump's pissed about that, obviously, because he wants him to cut rates so we can start printing that money like crazy. I'm putting it at the green candle butterfly. Is this a bull market? Yes. Good thing, especially since making money on it. Oh, what's that? Should make so. Oh yeah, with Charles. Yeah, exactly. I don't need anybody to freak out on me. All right, let's check out the tweets. Richard Hart tweeted, "Open source software works because everyone builds off of everyone else's discoveries, like science. It's pitiful that a company called OpenAI would delay humanity by months by keeping secret the discoveries that free and open source project had to find on their own to give you for free. Free and open source software is vital to human flourishing, just like science. P.S. OpenAI is vigorously copying the work of the actually open source guys, but what they're copying could be very much very much better if they were actually open and more than just a name." So he's taking a little swing here at OpenAI because of that DeepSeek and having a closed OpenAI, that is, having closed source project where nobody can see it. And now that an open source project is out there, guess what? Now everybody can actually build on top of it, which is honorable. And I think that's how most things should, right? There's some cases where you should have some closed source software, but if it's for humanity, yeah, it definitely should be open sourced, right? Chain Broker, I don't even know who it is. Got the Ukraine flag. So, top public blockchains by TVL growth. Look at this, guys. Look at this little chart. Pulsechain blowing it out of the water. $641 million. I think we're probably the best in there. 256 for, I don't know any of these. Toncoin, I guess. But we got nearly 300 million more. So there you go. It's pretty crazy, right? We're one of the biggest ones. Nobody even wants to give us any recognition. Pretty hilarious stuff. And you'll see it day by day. Last night, actually, I applied for the news press pass to the White House, guys. So you might, The little Hexa might be going in his little suit to the White House just to get you guys the real news. You know, if you want a non-biased news company, you know, go to Hexologist. Go view him on YouTube, because he's applied for the press pass, and now we are this is how the big boys get it, right? I'm sure I'll get it. Pulsechain is getting support on Hot Wallet. I've never used this wallet, but Mental Game said Pulsechain community, you need to hit this like button really hard. Pulsechain is getting supported by Hot DAO Hot Wallet. Hot is already my most favorite crypto wallet, a wallet that is fun to use and great to onboard users in different networks. With Pulse on board, this is getting beyond the scale. Big applause to this guy. So apparently this Hot Wallet, which I've never used, is listing Pulsechain. Great. I think that's awesome that more wallets. Again, I've never used the wallet. I don't know who this guy is. You know, if you're here, sorry. I'm just saying. But you know, if it turns out to be an awesome wallet, hey, new wallet on the horizon, great, and we can use it. I wonder if you can do cross-chain swaps. That's pretty much what I'm really interested in most of the wallets. All right, is Donald Trump buying Pulsechain? Because there is a Trump official, some guy, he poured it in, or he bridged in like 1 point something million dollars, 1.25 I think, or 1.3 yesterday, and then put his profile picture as Donald Trump and labeled it Trump official on DBank. Is it Donald Trump, guys? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, anybody can put a profile picture on their wallet on DBank. So if you think this is Donald Trump, you know, hit the downvote. But if you don't think it is Donald Trump, hit the upvote. We'll see how many people actually think that it's Donald Trump. So if you think it's Donald Trump, you have to hit the down arrow. All right. So let's see how many people. I already get a whole bunch of those anyway. Slogan: make your caption as biased as they come. Yes. Hexo Doocy. Yeah. All right. Let's see. This one was more of Andrew Kanji has released an article to explain leaving the 2022 is all because of the evil and corrupt SEC, which I think that he was part of Chainlink. Is that correct? Kranji says the corrupt SEC, led by corrupt Gary Gensler and Mark Fagel, was relentlessly sending him illegal letters in South Africa. The evil, corrupt SEC targeted Kranji despite him being a South African citizen and not selling anything to the U.S. citizens. The deep state banking cartels owned the feds and used corrupt Gary Gensler to attack DeFi users internationally. When Trump now and perhaps a sea of change. So here he is. Why did I quit in 2022? And he says simple extradition, was told if I don't comply, they would. And South Africa definitely wasn't going to try to protect me. The SEC coming after a non-U.S. citizen that did not sell anything to U.S. citizens is such an arrogant approach by the U.S. Makes one's blood boil. Glad these guys are gone. And this guy did a TLDR, or too long didn't read. America is back on track. Many builders have been stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't speak fully on why they've been taking certain actions or will increase your attack vector from powers that be. Thanks for the openness about this. So the Chainlink, one of the Chainlink devs or founders, left to go to South Africa because he was getting wrecked by the SEC. Disgusting. So if you've ever thought about going to pump.fun to go get your pump on, well, boys, guess what? There is one guy responsible for over 18,000 of the tokens that are on Pump Fun. So if you've messed around on there, which I've never have, he's created over 18,000 tokens on this thing. It appears they wake up and create on average a dozen of tokens an hour until they go to bed, and then do it again every day. They've done this for months. They have no followers, which is absolutely insane. But hey, that's what happens, right? You mess around with the Jeets, you get jeeted. All right, Donald Trump identified and stopped $50 million being sent to Gaza to buy condoms for Hamas. And by the way, for some reason they were sending Trojan, or not, yeah, were they Trojan ones? The big Magnum condoms. I've never used them, but
in that process, we identified and stopped $50 million being sent to Gaza to buy condoms for Hamas. 50 million. And
people laughing. People literally like, are you serious? Oh, I got the kid at the door. What's up, dude? Go back downstairs. Oh geez. Pump Fund is basically spanning this whole blockchain. Pretty much. Heavily involved with Solidity programming language. What's that? Kronji was Phantom, bro. Oh, okay. Kanye. Okay, his name was Kanye. Kanye. Okay. Phantom. Okay, I thought he was Chainlink. But Phantom, Kanye, got it. Any updates on the RH case? No, there's no updates yet. We're on day, 92? I should actually put like a little counter up there to tell us what day we're on. I think it's Wolverine. Part of the marketing. What's up, Hex fan? What's up, Blaine? Little Hexo needs the info. Yeah, he wanted the info. He was trying to get some info.
You know what's happened to them? They've used them as a method of making bombs. How about that?
All right, so there you go. Hamas making bombs with condoms. Pretty crazy. All right, Mr. Trump is also preparing Guantanamo Bay to get some of the illegal aliens.
Migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them, because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double our capacity immediately, right? And that's a tough place to get out of. Today's signings bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime in our communities once and for all. And it was just it's just an unforced error that we even have to be doing this. Now we need Congress to provide full funding for the complete and total restoration of our sovereign borders, as well as financial support to remove record numbers of illegal aliens.
All right, so $50 million to Gaza for condoms, and now we're sending the illegals to Guantanamo Bay. And what, we're not even 2 weeks in? Holy crap, this is, the timeline has shifted completely, and I'm here for it. I'm all for it, guys. This is what a fun next 4 years we're gonna have. We're gonna have to view some more of these. It's just great. So more crypto news. Here you go. Crypto.com will delist USDT and 9 other tokens in Europe on January 31st, with users given until March 31st to convert their assets under the new MiCA rules. So if you're a Euro bro, you gotta get your stuff out of there, especially USDT. You can now use .pls names in MetaMask and on ETH, thanks to Pulse domains. The team tapped the CCIP, which allowed them to integrated 500 plus dApps, mostly ETH dApps. Pulse .pls.eth is the extension to use on ETH. Pulsechain could show up everywhere now. So I guess these Pulse domain names are actually going to be used more often. Which, go check them out. I have a Pulse stone. Mine's like hexologist.pulse, PLS. I don't know why I don't follow these guys. There you go. Okay, that was more Guantanamo Bay. All right. So, remember Jameson Lopp yesterday, Mr. I hate Roger Ver because I'm a Bitcoin maxi. Well, Mr. Stephen Patterson did a little expose on Mr. Lopp, but Dark, I've had my suspicions about Lopp for a while. Remember that thing with CoinFlex, which I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, I do. Remember when it turned out that Roger's suspicion silence was because he was under confidentiality clause. Then remember it came out that Mark was actually being sued by Roger for $200 million. Then remember when he decided to settle with Roger for $100. Then finally, once legally allowed, Roger and his lawyer explained what really happened in a 45-minute video. And I've been saying that for years, that crypto is one of the darkest industries with extremely bad actors everywhere. The public is seeing the tip of the iceberg. Your blessed cypherpunks are almost are almost all wolves in disguises. True. I mean, you should, if this Jameson Lopp really was, the libertarian type of person that he claims to be, and all of the Bitcoin maxis claim to be, well, guess what? You probably wouldn't be hating on Roger for not paying his taxes of $14,000, and he's getting life in prison, right? Cousin Rabbit, who I'm following over on Twitter, let's check out what he had to say. So we used one of this guy, David Barnes. He had some good stuff to say about it. Let me see.
Well, it's like he doesn't have to. Like it's a tough thing. You don't have to have an opinion on everything, and make sure that you know what you're talking. When we get into him and everybody else's freedom, this is about ending criminal lawfare. It's like one of the debates I got about. What about the violent January 6th defense? What about this group of defense? What about Ross Ulbricht? People use Silk Road to do these other things. Like you're focusing on the wrong source of risk to your freedom. Ross Ulbricht is not a threat to your freedom. January 6th defendants are not a threat to your freedom. Roger Ver is not a threat to your freedom. In fact, many of them are critical, like Roger Ver, advocates for your freedom. The threat to your freedom is the deep state. The threat to your freedom are rogue prosecutors. The threat to your freedom are rogue judges. The threat to your freedom is lawfare like this. That's the threat to your freedom. And that's what they're missing. That's what so many people keep missing. And Roger Ver.
And this goes to, this is in the Richard Hart case too. I mean, they're prosecuting the guy for open source software, right? You're going to sue. They're literally trying to sue the software. They put Hex, Pulsechain, Pulsex in the litigation of the case. So they're trying to sue open source software. You can go and look at the code. It's not hard. How are they going to sue code? Absolutely insane.
Case checks every box of abuse of power, of criminal lawfare. That again, I just got to the beginning of the Ver story. I'll flash forward a little bit. And so the government goes and steals his attorney-client records. They get them all. The Supreme Court turns a blind eye to it. So they get his records, and they go tell the U.S. courts, U.S. grand juries, and foreign courts and foreign governments that, wow, we discovered Roger's attorney-client communications. And the first question always should have...
Wait, they stole his attorney-client communications with him and his lawyer? That's crazy. I know it's the American Ethereum, but I will believe it when I see it. What's that? That's crazy if that really happened, because I know that they were posted. I didn't know that they were stolen communications from his attorney and him.
Then how did you get those? But they skip past that, unfortunately, because people always love to get to the underlying dirt. Like, oh, I really care about attorney-client privilege. Oh, tell me what's in there. It's that routine. And they said, what's in there? I said, Roger Ver didn't give key information to his attorneys and accountants. And didn't obey their instructions. Complete lie. Perjury by the highest-ranking federal prosecutors in America.
That's
Elon,
crazy.
you should be concerned about this.
Yeah, Elon Musk freaking saying he doesn't get his pardon is crazy. It's crazy. All right, your favorite boy in the hood, Mr. Gary Gensler, will return to his position at MIT, taking the role of a professor of the practice in the Global Economics and Management Group in the Finance Group. He will focus on teaching and conducting research on AI, finance, financial technology, public policy, according to a statement released. So if you take a class for Mr. Gary Gensler, please let me know how it is. Holy smokes, this guy's actually going to go out in public. With all the losses that he's caused to so many people and so much harm that he's done, he's actually going to go out in public. Smart move, Gary Gensler. Dumbass. Not my favorite person. All right, Powell, guys. Powell is cutting rates, or not cutting rates. He did not cut rates, and he didn't hike rates today. And he had some big news for the crypto bros.
Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks, and we think it's banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and sound. As a good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. The threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in.
All right, so it looks like Powell is saying that SAB 121 got overturned just a couple of days ago. And now even Powell is saying, yeah, if your bank wants to hold on to your crypto assets, or as long as they understand the risk and they can sell you or hold on to crypto, looks like that's going to be a thing. Pretty awesome stuff. I mean, banks are starting to get on board. Your favorite. Donald Trump says because Jay Powell and Fed failed to stop the problem by about the rate. He wanted them to cut rates today. Because Jay Powell and the Feds failed to stop the problem they created with inflation, I will do it by unleashing American energy production, slashing regulation, rebalancing international trade, and reigniting American manufacturing. But I will do much more than stopping inflation. I will make our country financially and otherwise powerful again. The Fed has done a terrible job on bank regulation. Treasury is going to lead the effort to cut unnecessary regulation and will unleash lending for all American people in business. If the Fed had spent less time on DEI, gender ideology, green energy, and fake climate change, inflation would never have been a problem. Instead, we suffered through the worst inflation in the history of the country. Yikes. It sounds like he's going ham on the old Fed, fighting with the Fed. Finally, a president at least is standing up to the Fed, right? But Biden, when they hiked rates for 2 years or a year and a half, he just sat there and was like, "Cool, it doesn't affect me. I'll be on the beach, boys, sleeping." But here we are, a year later, bam, we get a president that's out here actually fighting against the Fed. Maybe we should just end the Fed. Anybody up for that? Banks want your crypto. I guess they're having another Sunshine Act notice meeting, the SEC, on the 30th, which is tomorrow. Pretty much exactly the same as last week, what they were doing. So the subject matter of the closed meeting will consist of the following topics: institution and settlement of adjunctive actions, institution and settlement administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation claims, and other matters relating to examination and enforcement proceedings. So looks like they're pretty much doing exactly what they were doing last week. And, it's a closed meeting. So I don't even know if nothing came out of last week's meeting that I saw. So I don't know. Cool, I guess, that they're having it. But, yeah. Oh, one big thing I wanted to show you guys. So I wanted to make, I've been messing around with the numbers. I wanted to see how much it would take to make a living wage off of your hex. All right. And then I'm going to go a little bit higher. We're going to do we'll do 5 cents. Okay. When hex is at 5 cents, what do you guys think the amount of hex that you need to have a living wage? And by living wage, I'm going to go off of what me and my family have to make, which is about $5,000 to $6,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but I mean, just our rent is like $2,600. So that, $5,000-$6,000. I'll just say 6,000. I'm guessing you're going to need about 30 to 40 million hex to stake for 30 days. Okay. I'm just doing 30-day buns because I want to, we should actually think about the new guys that are coming in. And I know that 30 million hex it's a lot, right? It's what is 30 million hex? 0.015, $450,000. I get it. That is a lot of money, but this is trustless interest that you can make for the rest of your life. Do I know what the price is going to be? No. But let's just say you have $450,000 cutting in and cutting out. Is it working now? Mic is fine. Sound, mic wrecked. What about now? No, it's not. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just, I don't know. Like and subscribe. Yeah, I just got here. What's up, Briz? All right. Well, let's go ahead and see. So $450,000 is what, let's just say you got $450,000 sitting on the side. You want to buy 30 million hex. You buy 30 million hex. Now, it goes up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 million. 30 million. All right. And you want to stake it every 30 days because you want to make, a good amount. Let's say you have 30 million and you have a good amount of hex and it goes up to 5 cents, or you have this 30 million hex and you want to see how much you could get paid every month from that hex. Let's calculate it. Currently, you would make, let me see, total payout, ROI. Okay, so you'd make $9,000 after it. So there's $9,000. So you actually don't need that at 5 cents. That's at like 2.5 cents. So at 2.5 cents, never sounded bad. Okay. At about 2.5 cents, you could be making almost $5,000 a month. It's $4,500, but a month off of just staking it for 30 days. Now, if you want to do 60 days, there you go. You're going to be making about $9,200 total. So it's about $4,600 for the whole time. And, you're probably going to make, let's see, $14,000. In 90 days, you'll make $14,000, which what? 14,025 divided by 3, $4,675 a month, guys. So, and I'm not saying that this is achievable for everybody. I get it. But making $5,000 trustlessly at 2.5 cents. Now, even let's see where we're at with 1.5, where we're at right now. For 90 days, you're going to get paid $8,415 divided by 3. So you're making $2,800 a month if you stake it for 98 days. Or 90 days, excuse me. At the current prices. It's pretty good, right? And I know, I get it. Not everybody has $450,000 lying around or anything like that. But if you're a big whale, there you go. If you want to make more, just stake it longer, right? 3 million for 900 days. I guess that's going to give me my total yield. What just happened? Okay, I think we just wrecked it. We wrecked the website. You're just going to have to stake it longer, right? That's how you get it. Okay, Axologist, that ain't achievable. Absolutely no one. I wouldn't say that. There's lots of people out there that have 450. Have you seen people? Have you seen Solana? Have you seen, what do you mean? Bring Robo Richard back? Well, he should be back. He's around. You just gotta donate. Rugged? Who rugged me? Oh, you mean this? Yeah, I don't know. It's not working now. All right, let's see. I want to check out the Bitcoin price again. 104,000. You're good, Hexa? Okay. To us commoners, I get it. I 100% get it. But the prices that you get right now before the case, you might be, come on. Okay, let's say you have 3 million. Okay, this is more achievable. Okay. Apology, thank you for the 10. I'm sad because the price is down. Can the dev fix? What? Why did he do the super chat thing? Hopefully Richard comes up. Let me make sure that Richard's popping up. Okay, Richard's coming up. All right. Let's say you have 3 million hex. Okay, that's achievable. It's $45,000. I know some of us don't have that. $45,000, all right? And you stake it for 30 days. But let's say we're at 10 cents. Okay? We're at 10 cents. If this site would ever work. Goodness. Come on. Okay. Well, let's just... What up, y'all? What's up, man? What's up, Hexkin Papa? All right. Well, what did we say for 30 million for 30 days? It was like $2,800.
I'm sad cause the price is down. I'm sad cause the price is fix the price. Can the dev please fix the price?
Well, look who it is, Risology. Well, you're feeling a bit down in the dumps because the price feeling a bit down. Well, let me give you a little pep talk, buddy. Well, let me give you a little pep talk. There's going to be ups and downs. In the world of crypto, that's just the way the game ups and downs. You can't expect the way the game just keep going up forever. You can't expect the price to just keep going up forever. It's like even when you're going downhill. Now, I know you said you're going downhill. Now, I know you said you wanted the dev to fix the price.
Did that double in your guys' headphones too? I don't know what's happening. Why did it do that? You're just all saying ha ha. Did that double in your guys' head too? Why did it do that? I heard two of them. Clip this. What did I just walk into? What's up, Clockmatics? Yes, it did. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, no donations. So, no more bets. No more bets. I don't know what's going on. Why did it do that? I don't know what's going on. I messed up with it yesterday. Thank you, Pulsechain, for the 10. Richard Hart. Yeah. Double trouble. That means the price will double. There you go. So, we just got to get to a higher price is what you need. So 10 cents for 30 days would get you about $1,700, almost $2,000 a month. Okay. So there you go. At these prices, yeah, it's not achievable. When it 10X's, it's achievable. Right? And then you make $1,000, $2,000 a month just staking. You are welcome. Thanks. Yeah. Sounds like you have two of them running at the same time. That's what I was thinking, but I don't have two of them running at the same time. I don't know where the second one is. I was about to ask him to spit Eminem for his double time. Well, you'd probably get it double time. So yeah, just be aware that, there is a good amount that, if we go up a 10X, that's $1,700 a month. But if we go up a 20X, that's $3,400 a month. If we go up a 40X, that's what? $6,800 a month. Okay. So 20X. Yeah, that's achievable. I think 3 million is quite achievable for a lot of people. I know 1 million probably is a lot achievable for more people. But just realize you can make trustless interest on this stuff. You don't have to worry about, you got to worry about the price. That's about it. But if you're just staking for 30 days, you could sell it all at the end of the 30 days. If your speaker is on your end hexo, yeah, it's not my speaker because I got these on. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. Because I heard it twice in my headphones too. I'll have to mess around with it tonight. All right. Well, so there you go. If you want to look up how you can retire off of Hex, there you go. I know that it's not achievable for a lot of people. They don't think that it is, right? But get a 20X, get a 30X, get a 50X. Your $100 a month turns into $5,000 a month at a 50X. Or, yeah. Is that right? Times 50. Okay, thank heaven. So I thought I was, somebody was going to be like, actually, Hexo, 5,000. It is not 5,000. All right, well, let's start the old Richard Hart versus Giacomo. If those numbers don't sound realistic, divide by 10 or 100 and do the same math. Can still be impressive numbers. True. There was a third voice from the grassy knoll. Gotcha. All right, let's start her out.
Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here with Bitcoin maximalist Giacomo Zucco. Am I pronouncing that right?
Giacomo Zucco. Zucco sounds a little bit like the scam coiner of the Zcash, but it's okay. I mean, everybody says Zucco. So okay.
Some people were calling you guacamole. I don't know why. Giacomo does not sound like guacamole, I don't think.
Yeah, racist people, racist Americans.
Yeah, it's funny. Americans basically made up of mostly Europeans, so they shouldn't be too hard on other cultures.
How's it going? Richard's
exactly,
Asperger's popping out.
So not super joke. Well. I feel a little bit sick today, so I apologize in advance to the viewer if my performance is subpar. I mean, look at Richard; he's super.
Don't play with it tonight.
Beautiful, suntanned, you're perfect. And also. We already see that our internet connection is a little bit asymmetrical. There is people accusing Richard of tampering with the connection to prevail in the debate, but the reality is that maximalists, Bitcoin maximalists, are poor, and we cannot afford the same level of connection that you can. I mean, look at your chandelier, golden chandelier.
Not bad.
There.
Green candles.
I don't have. Yeah, it's okay, but it's golden and down. I don't have anything like that.
So by the way, this guy spurgs out. Goes to the spurgatory at the end. He He just ends it because Richard deflects every single thing that he says. It's great.
Anyway, just a quick correction, and then you introduced me as a maximalist, but for this debate, I will try to be free of labels for a while. I already had
I'm
some
sure he does.
kind of tension with the term maximalism in the last Baltic on Badger conference, and I will try to basically be free of labels if I can.
All right. Well, I thought you self-labeled as a toximalist, like a toxic maximalist even.
I did. It was like a crisis between toxics and maximalists, but it was before. Baltic on Badger in Riga changed my perspective in many things because I've seen the kind of culture that I contributed creating, and I'm not so sure that that's helpful for debate.
Nice.
I watched just recently. I watched your debate with Peter McCormack. Mm-hmm. And basically what I see is that maybe we are becoming unable to keep our mind open and to acquire new information, reevaluate.
So a maxi doesn't want to be called a maxi before a debate. Oh, he's a maximalist and he's toxic maximalist. He just wants you to not label him that for right now because he wants to be able to say whatever he wants. This is one of the dumbest interviews that he's done. Don't worry, guys. There's a Peter McCormack interview in here somewhere.
Reevaluate our assumptions, and that may be not good overall. So yeah, let's just introduce me like I'm a former Bitcoin maximalist, and I'm born again to open-mindedness and niceness.
I gotta say that's great. I think that's really awesome.
He's joking.
I don't think. If you believe in Bitcoin and you want to see Bitcoin do well in the world, I don't think being an asshole about it is effective.
So when he says this, Hexicans could take, especially toxic maximalists. Again, I'm maximalish. We came up with that word. Actually, Richard did. I like Richard Hart coins, right? I'm a big fan of them. I think that they're amazing. But I'm not going out there to hate on everybody else's and crap on everybody else's coin either. I like it. That doesn't mean I'm going to be like, your thing sucks, because now, when they get rug pulled, I think everybody should point and laugh, right? We should all be able to point and laugh when things get rug pulled, or been like, well, that's why I'm in Richard Hart's stuff. That's why I'm in this stuff, because it's not going to get rug pulled, hopefully. Right? That's why, but Richard Hart or RH Maxis probably could learn a few things from this one, because, these guys are toxic maximalists. And this is how a lot of guys come off when you are a person that is a maximalist, that is toxic. Like somebody that's just like, oh, your thing sucks. I don't know anything about it, but your thing sucks. Like, oh, okay.
If it was effective, we'd have more users, I think that you have to be friendly and political and nice and speak the language other people speak. It's just better. Like, it's better for Bitcoin if people are a little bit nicer about it, is my opinion.
I noticed that most altcoiners are indeed. We like to blame them, but most of them are actually nicer to people, especially to new buyers. And even just the attitude toward technical feasibility. The Bitcoiner will always tell you, you cannot do that. That doesn't make sense economically. That's not how money works. Or it's not secure, it's not private, it's not anonymous. You are doxing yourself. While users, they don't want to hear this. They want to understand where the value is for them. How can they become rich? Basically, that's what
I agree with everything you've said. Everything is design trade-off. So if users want to sacrifice security for throughput, and they know that's what they're doing, I think that's fair. If users want to sacrifice privacy for convenience, and they know what they're doing, I think that's fair. I don't think that everyone, there's a reason we have dump trucks and normal trucks and sports cars, and we have different forms of vehicle to achieve different goals. And it's not fair for a two-door car maximalist to tell SUVs they shouldn't exist. Like, everything fits a purpose. Some more than others.
So Richard's not even looking at his screen. Just remember this when Mr. Giacomo tries to pull a funny. He's not even looking at his screen. It really doesn't look like. I don't know. Maybe Richard just doesn't care. I think he's looking at his screen right here. But when he's talking to Giacomo, he's not looking at his screen. Everyone is dunking on Hexkins right now, laughing at the performance. When the price goes high, sky high later this year, I'm going to be toxic AF. LOL, just kidding, but probably. Well, I think that, laughing at some of the Bitcoin guys that were making fun of us, I think that's fine. I don't see a problem with that, honestly. The problem I'm saying, right, is when people want to build on Pulsechain and people are like, you can't do that because this or that's a whatever meme token or this other token. Hey, do whatever you're gonna do, but you're just losing. I mean, look at Giacomo over here. Like, does anybody follow him? I honestly don't know. Let's check and see if anybody follows him. Giacomo. How do you spell it? 2 C's? Giacomo. Zoo. How do you spell his last name? Does anybody know? Zuko? Let me see. I'm going to just search it. There he goes. There you go. Giacomo Non-Cat Zuko. Maxi, cypherpunk, LARPer, pre-modern cubist, metaphysical paleo-libertarian, balanced ternary lesbian, black market supremacist. That's this guy. Look, nobody cares what he says. Nobody cares. Look. I gotta find one of his posts. Plan B. The Plan B network, guys. Let's see. I don't know. He doesn't even post. Maximalist. No, they're all out, dude. Nobody cares about these guys. Right? He literally is a nobody. Now, he was big back when Tone Vase. He would come on Tone Vase's show all the time. I would watch it. He's the director of Plan B Network. Nobody watches it. Plan B Network aims to provide the best tools and educational content worldwide, empowering people to regain their sovereignty. Sure. All right.
May I ask you a couple of questions? Because you asked questions to I didn't
Just
see all your videos.
thought.
I've seen a couple yesterday mostly.
All
so
right.
why you asked some guests why do they like Bitcoin, but why do you like Bitcoin? What do you really?
It's sad that the best we have going on is 6-year-old Richard Hart videos. Well, honestly, dude, if you just watch Richard Hart videos, like, the more that you watch them, you realize that they're all just repeats anyway. There's nothing new that he was telling us throughout the entire thing. So, like, 6 years, 2-year-old videos, the Christmas videos, it's like he's just telling you the exact same thing. What do you want him to tell you, right? I'd rather him be quiet and the court case go better for him than him out here going, well, I'm going to talk about it every day and every week I'm going to come out and I'm going to have a new, and then the SEC gets him for whatever because he says something wrong. I'd rather him just talk every Christmas and we have a good outcome. But I get what you're saying. We want Richard Hart videos. I get it. I want him to. But I'd rather it, play this way to where we don't see anything. We lose a bunch of people because, Richard Hart's gone. It's all over for us. We're done for. And then when the SEC case goes up, maybe he starts streaming again. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, we don't really need a lot of streams from Richard. He's not going to tell us anything different. And really just go watch his tweets on X. I mean, he doesn't tell us anything different.
Like and still like about that.
I only like that the price goes up. I only like that the price goes up. Everything else isn't that good. So if you want to actually spend it, nightmare. No one accepts it.
Talking about Bitcoin.
If you want to actually buy it, nightmare. High fees, AML, KYC out the ass. You want to send it to somebody, nightmare. Doxes your balance, doxes every transaction you've ever done. You got to route it through Monero or something else to spend it properly without giving away all your info. So that's a lot of things that I don't like. And then the one thing that I do like is that the price goes up. So it's like, I wish it was anonymous. I wish more people accepted it. Wish it had higher throughput. I wish you could do other ticker symbols on it to do a little bit of DeFi. I wish it had a stable coin attached to it. I wish you could do general purpose computing on it. I wish we had useful proof of work. I wish.
You can tell that he's getting a little bit upset. Like, okay.
All those things, but.
I agree. Like what?
They're just incompatible, right?
Like Ethereum.
You can't have.
Like Pulsechain.
You can't do you can't have a convertible dump truck SUV combo mix, right? You can't shove all those features onto Bitcoin without incurring extra attack surface and confusing brand awareness, and you just can't do it. So if you want all that extra stuff, you kind of need other things, right? So I invented.
So that's what you have done. So what you have done is to solve all these problems. So you have created
not
something
all, just some, just one or two. The thing that I built doesn't have anonymity at all. It doesn't do useful proof of work. There's some advantages to it, but it doesn't do all the things I'd like.
So you mostly fix
By the way, here's one thing that I have to say about Bitcoin that might be really bad in the coming future. With the Stargate, you guys know about the Stargate initiative that all these AI is trying to, or the AI companies, the three, OpenAI, and I forgot who David Sachs' company is. I think not David Sachs. I can't remember. But this just came to me, so I'm just throwing this out there. What happens when all those H100s, crazy powerful cards that they're putting into these AI into the industry and into these huge warehouses? What happens if they want to attack Bitcoin? I don't know how powerful an H100 is versus an ASIC miner, but what happens if the government wants to attack Bitcoin and take it over, or 51% attack it, or something, right? Because now they've got that. Now they actually have the hardware and the power to do so. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's completely compatible, or if it's able to do that, or if it's able to do any of that. But it's a lot of processing power, especially those. I know they're not GPUs, but the H100s. I wonder if they're going to be able to compete with the Bitcoin miners.
If
Still doing the AI channel, Hexologist. What was it called again? It's called RoboDoc, but I don't really do it on there. I'm just going to do more AI news on here. We'll just take a look at it. I like AI, but yeah, it's hard to do multiple channels, and I like doing this one too.
If I'm corrected, if I understood you correctly, you think you fixed it mostly true proof because you're using a far superior platform, which is Ethereum, which has super fast blocks.
Well,
and you fixed so what else did you fix? Decentralization of mining, because Ethereum is.
Well, we should say what we're talking about. The viewers might know. So I invented a coin called Hex, and Hex is an ERC20 token on Ethereum. And you would think that that's simple, right? Anyone can make an ERC20.
Yeah.
But it turns out that if you want to make a stupid ERC20 that's just a ticker symbol, it's 5 minutes. But if you want to do computation and use the actual limit of the ability to compute on the network, it's nearly impossible. It took, we got delayed about a year and a half just because it was so hard. So, when you think about it, all a blockchain does is give you an interface where you can reduce your number on your user interface and it increases someone else's number. And we call it a transfer. And then we just burn a lot of electricity to make sure that you can't cheat and do that twice when you should have been able to do it once. And that's it. That's all it is. And everything else is a bunch of abstraction that has to be done to make sure that it can perform those goals. I guess there's some other features on there like check lock time verify, which almost no one uses, multi-sig, which almost no one uses, on the retail side. But the core feature is I can reduce my number and make your number go up.
So if you didn't notice that up here, he's got a sign behind him, and it's going to say zuckbucks.com. And on this day, which was, December 9th, so it was a week after Peter McCormick's absolute demolishing, he came on and was trying to, he made a website called zuckbucks.com and was doing this the whole time. He'll be doing that the entire time to show it off. and it was like a complete replica of hex.com or hex.win at the time, or it might have been zuxbucks.win. So if you see him doing this, and this is your first time watching, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to be like funny. He like replaced hex with Zux or something like that. It Zux. Oh, it's really funny, and it's great how Richard just deflects the entire time.
Right. So blockchains in general are actually just really slow, really expensive, shitty databases, and they're actually built on other databases. So the Bitcoin blockchain used to be built on Berkeley DB. Now it's built on LevelDB.
Now LevelDB.
No, it used to be built on Berkeley DB. Then they switched it to
LevelDB. With Mike Hearn introducing the bug that almost split the network. Yeah.
And then what I hear is that LevelDB is actually a retarded choice as well, because it's optimized for writes, and blockchains barely ever write, and they read all the time. And so if you get into the Bitcoin core code, apparently there's just a shitload of hacks to try and route around how much LevelDB wasn't even the right choice for the database format.
So now, which fundamental database is Hex using? Since it's a ERC20
I actually don't know.
on Ethereum,
I don't know what I don't know what Parity or Geth uses internally for their database management. I'm not sure.
But you assume that it may be more innovative and faster, because in general the community you see that as more vibrant, as more advanced, open to technology, right? That's my perception of your.
So I think that Ethereum is more secure, which is an outrageous statement to most people that hear it, because they don't actually understand blockchain security. So how most people understand blockchain security is they think that hash rate equals security, right? Because they're sold this idea that 51% attacks are the threat, but they're wrong.
Yes, it is. Okie dokie.
The real threat is bugs.
If the same person is actually keeping all the hash rate, that doesn't help anyhow.
Exactly.
So it's not the amount of hash rate.
Yep.
You say the real threat is bugs, and while Ethereum had some bugs, for example, the parity multi-sig
wasn't an Ethereum bug. Wasn't an Ethereum bug.
Oh, he's about to learn.
Bugs of the smart contracts highly facilitated by the way the structure is done. But anyway, let me now. But you think that now we're starting disagreeing. I don't want that. So let me.
Okay. Wait. So there was a bug on the smart contract, so that makes Ethereum have bugs. Is that what he's trying to say? That'd be like saying that Hex has a bug in it. Not that it does. If anybody's trying to clip this, it does not have a bug. But that's what is that what he's trying to say? That if Hex has a bug, that means Ethereum has a bug in it. Somebody tell me if that's true. Unfortunately, Geth uses LevelDB. Does it really? Doesn't matter though. Let's see what ETH does with sharding soon. Pector upgrade. Okay. Although the founder of Polkadot, Gavin, says sharding is shit, and he already did that model with Polkadot.
Okay. Yeah. And we've agreed on everything so far. Like it seems like total agreement. So
absolutely everything, and we agree on this as well, because I think Ethereum is indeed more secure, because even if I think that Solidity is a security nightmare, and that this rich statefulness in general is a very stupid meme, but in Ethereum, if everything goes wrong, and it also involves the main stakeholder of Ether and of the platform, like Vitalik and the other guys, they will roll back the chain as they already did in order to fix it. So it's secure.
I would agree. I would agree.
Assume that.
I would agree with that a year or two ago. But now we've got tests, real world tests, that show that it's not the case. So the most inside guy in the world, the guy who wrote Solidity, is Gavin Wood. And Gavin Wood runs and founded and CEO of Parity, I think. And I think he also is in charge of Polkadot. And he lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So they were going to roll back the chain. They rolled back for him. But they're not. So the most inside guy in the world possible, the guy who wrote Solidity, he's fucked for hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're not rolling back the chain for him. That's the best real world proof that the chain ain't gonna get rolled back. You know what I mean?
So, but Solidity was written by the same guy. Is actually, I mean, you trust Solidity because of the
I don't trust Solidity at all. I don't trust Solidity at all. I mean, Solidity is a nightmare garbage language that's very shitty, and we have worked very, very hard to make sure that we've routed around the shittiness, right? So, it's integer math. And so you have to maintain precision. So you have to inflate all of your numbers to be very large numbers to do division and still have precision, right? There's a million pitfalls using Solidity.
He doesn't know
to
what
be
he's
fair.
It's not deterministic. Yeah, it's not really deterministic. It's based on JavaScript with the,
right.
Which is
it's
itself
bad.
very.
It's super bad. But,
Yeah.
but
Rust versus
Ethereum is
Solidity.
more than just Solidity, right? You can use. So what Ethereum really is the
Billions,
virtual
right?
machine, and the virtual machine can run more than Solidity. So you can choose other languages that compile into EVM code that you can run on Ethereum. And they're even upgrading the virtual machine as well. So like Ethereum is more than Solidity. And then what we were talking about earlier, like how Parity killed themselves. The Parity multisig hack was just because he didn't write the word private when he declared, who could run the creator function to create and destroy the contract.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, hundreds of millions is now worth billions. Could you imagine, because you didn't put private at the end of it, you now had to you've just lost billions of dollars. Like, did the guy not do a test transaction first? Do test transactions before you send something, especially more than like $100. Holy crap. Richard is right on this too. I listened to the entire ETH DevCon that happened a couple months ago. They have a very good ideas for upgrades. Ethereum could get interesting in March, in my opinion, with this upgrade coming. Okay. Yeah.
And so someone else came along, acted as though they were owner.
Hopefully they
was a public
do the
function
S-load
call and told the contract to kill itself. So the Ethereum network itself had nothing at all to do with some other developer using it, not writing the word private where he should have, right? So ERC20s are responsible for 5 of the top 11 cryptocurrencies by market cap. EOS launched as an ERC20 and then got on their mainnet. BNB launched as an ERC20 and then got on their mainnet. USDT Tether used to run primarily on Bitcoin. Now it runs primarily as an ERC20 on Ethereum. It used to run.
Wait, USDT used to run on Bitcoin? I didn't know that. I did not know that USDT used to run on Bitcoin.
On Bitcoin on the Omni network. TRX launched on Bitcoin and then did their mainnet. And then
TRX
Ethereum runs itself, right?
So when you talk about bugs, you feel safe about fundamental infrastructure of Ethereum,
Yes.
but not just about smart contracts. But your smart contracts
they've got better mining
are
ecosystem.
fine.
Well, we've got ours audited 3 times, 2 security audits and 1 mathematics audit. Yeah. So
they are all public, right? They are all.
Yes.
We can review all of them.
Yeah, the code is
Omni
public.
network. Okay.
The code is public, and 2 of the audits are public, 1 economics and 1 security. But I'm still under NDA on the chain security audit, which is the best one.
Okay.
So
the best one is still under an NDA.
But the weird thing is,
were you? You also spoke when we were discussing with Stefan. You say that your developers that basically the Bitcoin developers are a very sad small bunch, and you have a lot of very badass developers. Who are your developers? Are they
I didn't say that about the
around...
Bitcoin developers. I said that they were few. I think the Bitcoin developers are extremely smart. Like they're very, very good at what they do. They're just not very many of them. So I have great respect for the Bitcoin developers. I defend them more than anyone. Like I think that they should be spoken of very highly. These guys don't make a lot of money, and they create really amazing stuff for everyone else to use for free. While everyone else is getting rich. The exchanges are getting rich. Mining hardware companies are getting rich. Ponzi schemers are getting rich. Everyone's getting rich, but the most important people, the developers who do the work for free. Like I have great respect for open source developers in general, and particularly Bitcoin developers. There's just not very many of them.
Wasn't Dev Kyle didn't he work for free too? I'm pretty sure he worked for free. Do developers just work for free in the real world? I don't know. It sounds like these guys just don't get paid for amazing software. I remember because Richard always used the dumb pipe value endpoint argument about Omni not being valuable, even though USDT was on it.
It takes 9 months to get up to speed with the code base to even make your first useful commit.
Right.
And it's spaghetti code. So when we talk about like why I think Ethereum's more secure, it's never had an inflation bug. Bitcoin's had 2. And it sounds like
it's a
volunteer.
Well, Ethereum is an inflation bug. I mean, the supply is not predictable. They can change it, so it doesn't have. It's like I live in Switzerland now, and they say that Switzerland doesn't has an army because Switzerland is an army. So it's the same with inflation bug and Ethereum. You cannot have an inflation bug in a currency which is.
We're gonna have to ask Hodl Dog on that one. Is he in the army? Is Hodl Dog part of the army? Yeah, because it requires knowledge of C++ for Bitcoin. LOL, yeah. 8 million of Jeff bridge to Pulsechain. What the heck is Jeff? Hexo, do you have a United Hexagon Spaceport logo sticker in form? In form? What do you mean in form? Like on my, like this? Like that? What do you mean? I have it like, I don't know what you mean.
Designed to inflate without any kind of cap based on the decision of a centralized committee.
There's a very important difference between the inflation bug, which you're describing, which is it benefits everyone equally the same. You're just changing the rate at which it inflates, more or less, right? I mean, maybe the miners are slightly advantaged, but they're trying to kill them off entirely. So how advantaged is that? They're trying to destroy them. They've already given the miners a pay cut, and they're trying to get rid of miners entirely, with proof of stake, and they're crippling them on the way there with changing proof of work to get rid of ASICs. Like, this is a lot of anti-miner behavior. So I would say that type of change of which you're speaking, which is a community decided, and you would say, it's too centralized, but I don't think it is. But even if it was, it benefits all the participants roughly the same, whereas the inflation bugs we're talking about in Bitcoin only advantage the hacker, right? And it's not fair to compare those two things.
So, I'm trying to keep not maximalist here, so I'm making an effort. A past me would have said that maybe some insider in the foundation deciding for a monetary issuance schedule change may profit from this change if they know that in advance, because they are just a bunch of insider speaking by phone. But that is the old me.
I mean,
he's got a point about the Ethereum. Does Ethereum still print like crazy? I know that they were burning for a while. I haven't looked at how much Ethereum, if it's burning, since I know that when they went proof of stake, it turned into like they were burning more than they were actually producing. But I don't know if that's the same currently. Does anybody know?
We agrees with you. Actually, you are like what you're creating basically something very centralized, like you have or somebody for you has the control of an address that actually gets a copy of every reward. So basically you can get
bonuses.
Yeah, basically that will control minimum 45% of the total supply indefinitely.
35 is the models that I show. So at low, 35 to 39 is the models that I did. So let me to
39
in the models that I did.
That's good, right? Because you were saying you need a centralized guy that can be held accountable, because it's bad to have Satoshi disappear because you don't have anybody accountable. While you are the whale that every so
there's a
you're
nuance
not anti-whale.
Here. No, I'm anti-old whale. I'm pro-new whale.
You're for the new whale.
Exactly. So we're not socialists.
Your whale punishment function in the code will punish only the old whales, or will also punish your 39% supply control.
I'll go over all of this, like total transparency. I don't mind talking about all this stuff. So the difference, you have to understand the difference between economic centralization and network centralization.
So this is where a lot of people get hung up because they think that it's centralized because Richard owns a whole bunch. So economic centralization versus
between economic centralization and network centralization. Network centralization breaks censorship resistance. So that's bad, right? Economic centralization can be very good.
If the person
depends on the behavior of the hegemon. Hegemon's like a fancy word for like person that has the most of a thing. So if you look at the price performance of Lumens, they had 80% of their supply in a foundation, and they went from nowhere to top 10 cryptocurrency and made everyone a lot of money and handed out a lot of free coins along the way, and yet is totally centralized from a network perspective and totally centralized from a, everything's in the foundation perspective. And it worked fine, right? Other things like XRP, if you look at their price performance, they went up like 433x in 2017 with, I think, 60% of their supply in the hands of a foundation. And I dare you to
So whales are good if the whales are smart and they behave good. So you will be, or somebody appointed by you will be the new whale, and it will be good because you are... I
can't give expectations. I can't give expectations because the high test and the security laws. I can just point to other coins that have done very, very, very high ROI in very short time terms with high.
So let's say you convince me. So, okay, you're right. We need a responsible Satoshi stepping up like you do in order to be the good whale, controlling the half of the supply, let's say 39. So why limit yourself to 39? Why can't you just, I mean, if that's good, why can't not you go to 90% and just play the central bank and control everything? It would be.
You guys hear that? By the way, I've talked about this many times. I wish that Richard owned 99.9% of all the coins. Because guess what? They don't get sold. None of them been sold. You know, these guys had kind of an argument on December 9th of 2019 where it was like, yeah, this could be really bad. Richard could sell, or whoever's in possession of all of the coins could be really bad for the coin, especially if that person wants to dump all of it. But 5 years later, hasn't sold any. It's like, well, how good is your argument now, right? It's kind of like a Satoshi wallet where it's getting, I don't know how much, if any of those wallets are the sister wallets or anything like that are staking, but I mean, if not, it's just getting it's getting to be a smaller pool because all of the inflation is getting paid to whoever is staked. And so, and if let's say the OA had 500 billion hex, okay, I don't know how much it has exactly, but the extra 100 billion was staked by stakers, and it wasn't anything to do with the OA. Had that 100 million after a year, let's say it's now 115 billion, but the OA still has 500 billion, right? And then that 100 million after 5 years now is like 100 or 200 billion. Now, you know, it's the OA has 500 billion, and now the staker class has 200 or 300 billion, which I hope isn't true. But you see how it in the long run, it turns out that the people that are staked or that are in the staker class at least start getting more hex, more than the OA. I don't think we'll ever outpace the OA, honestly, but. And this is, I'm okay with him or with whoever owns the OA keys, using it like a Fed, where it's like, okay, it's getting way too much. Let's say we're at $1 hex and you're getting paid, 100 hex per T share, right? Or $100. Yeah. So it's like $100 every day. It'd be too much money on the market at one time. So the OA would start staking it, so it'd lower that T-share payout a little bit, down to 20 or 10. I would rather have that than just have a whole bunch of money just thrown at the market, because you can stake for a day and make $1 million off of whatever amount. I gotta take a dump. All right, no problem. Shabbat shalom. RH Alpha is untouchable.
So
true.
I could create
if you
a
care
better version
about
of X.
If you care about ROI going up, so here's the way. So the design intention of Hex is maximum ROI appreciation. That's its design. That's its primary thing. It got a bunch of other things auxiliary just because they helped that, right?
Exactly,
so it's the world's first blockchain CD. Well, that's cool, right? And it pays miners less. Okay, that's cool, and it has all these other really amazing things in it. But really, to me, those only matter as much as they help the price appreciation, right? And so how do we get the price to go up?
You're designing it in order to go up in price fast, guaranteed. So
there's no guarantee. No guarantee, it could go to zero. Yeah. I don't know, right? Human beings decide on this. I
think I've seen on the website something like it's designed to go up. Yeah. It's math, and so you were very sure when you built the website about the. Well, let's say you don't guarantee it, but it's designed to go. I tell you what's possible. Give some kind of performances. Yeah.
I tell you what's possible. I tell you the design intention. I tell you the features which should, lean on human emotion to cause that to happen, and then it may never work, right? Like Bitcoin's up over 750,000x right now, from a penny to $7,500. In 2017, it was up 2 million x. It's designed to do more than that. And Bitcoin has two fundamentals. It had a double click in EXE to get freemium coins, like a coupon, right? So it had freemium onboarding, like a free to download casual.
The Fed manages the debt market. Why shouldn't we too? Exactly. I mean, why not? Why can't we? Right? T-shares run out in 2088. I don't think the staker class has enough time to eclipse the 08. You're probably right. I didn't realize that no T-shares will be in 2088.
Yeah. Bitcoin used to have that, and it had a pumpamental on the economic side, which is not in the white paper, that the inflation rate would drop in half every 4 years. So Bitcoin has two pumpamentals, freemium and reducing inflation rate. But the actual inflation was very, very high. No one realizes this. We're at around 4% inflation now, after the inflation's dropped in half twice over 10 years. Well, 4 times 2 times 2, well, that's 16% inflation earlier on, right?
Okay, sorry, if I interrupt you just a second,
go ahead.
Go back to the design. So
Sure.
you design Hex in order to go up and give, hopefully, if everything works as expected, to give some kind of returns. Like you said something like possibly 100,000 X.
The quote on the site is 10,000 X in 2.5 years. And we're just looking at
why don't... So
That's
what
just
is
what
the
Ethereum
trade of
did.
stopping you? Why not designing it in order to do twice that, for example? Like 200,000 in half the time, because it's just design, right? You can design something to go up. So
yeah,
I think with the staking rewards, they were up way over 10,000x. I think it probably was 20,000x. If let's say you staked on the exact bottom, okay, or let's just say you staked on day one, and your stake came out on the day that it topped out, September 18th, 2021, and you sold on that day. I wonder how many X's you actually got for that. Huh. I wonder exactly how many X's.
Because you can quote any number you want there. Bitcoin's designed to do millions of percent, and it did it. And not percent X, right? So like 2 million X is really 2 billion percent. Bitcoin really did that, and it's designed to do more because it wants to replace all currency. But just no one quotes the number.
So you could design it to go even higher.
Any number there.
I think this is this is probably the good moment to give you. I told you that I was not going to shield anything, but actually, I mean, I'm shielding something because I have a new idea. There's already a website. Basically, it's zaxbox.win, and it's basically so far is still not exactly what I want. It's still an embryo, but it's designed to do a little better than Hex because it's based on a very, very reviewed and appreciated smart contracts. It calls Ponzico, www.ponzico.win. It's by Josh Cincinnati, is one of the best smart contract there. Cool. And so basically, I already created something better than Hex, and I think that the most important things out of this conversation should be that the viewers and the readers of the comments, they have to learn that they can also do better. Yep. They can go beyond that. Indeed, I don't want to be greedy, and on his website, zaxbox.win, I created a tutorial in order to go even beyond. You can create something which is designed to do twice Hex and centralized origin address. Let's just have 2. Like half of your team is secret. Left has.
I think all of my team's secret, actually. Secret. Like
all. Oh fuck! Then you beated me to that already. Yeah. But okay, so would you like to try? I mean, if zaxbox.win proves to increase better than Hex, will you change your short and your necklace to?
I think it's very.
I also have some nexus. Okay, just to be on the same ground here. Sorry. Okay, now I feel.
I like it.
More respected by you.
Let's see. I think the most frustrating part of RH interviews was how long it took him to get around to pointing out that the returns promised were just in Hex inflation. He spent so much time getting to that point all the time. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, it was kind of like, tell him it's in the Hex terms, but he would say Hex terms, but I just don't think that they would understand that. I think some of the lawyers understood that. But yeah, let's see. All this effort for the gag that no one got. Totally copied the website. It was the worst gag. It was not even funny, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what they are, but I like it. Yeah, look, cryptocurrencies
not really
go
the symbol, but
yeah, he spent a lot of time on trying to copy it.
Retarded amounts of percent. It's insane. A comedy coin made as a joke called Dogecoin. Literally, the founder describes it as being described as a joke. It's worth $250 million. That's the real world that we live in right now, today. And as a matter of fact, they published a chart earlier today that shows that its price performance is nearly identical to Bitcoin's,
No, it's
from
not
the downside
garage
perspective. Bitcoin dropped 91% or 84%, and Doge dropped 91%. And then now this last drop from 14K to 7K or 6,500, Bitcoin dropped 55%, and Doge dropped like 57% or something. So it's like, so the difference between Bitcoin and Doge is about the same stable store value. So I think anyone can start their own currency, and if you can get adoption, like, have fun, go get rich, right? Like,
he doesn't like that.
People did, right?
Old
like,
Zuck does not like that.
When you say you, yeah, I have to clarify. When you say you, it's not really me designing the website. I don't know who he is, because it's it's a security law matters. It could be like an old priest in the third world designing the website.
Yep.
If you check in the who is not really my website. The Z in Z box, in Zuck's box, the Z is for zero knowledge, because there is actual zero knowledge of where the funds are going. Nobody knows. You may suspect something. You don't
Zuckerberg got to take it
down.
down.
Figure it out, sure. I mean, there's no amount of, it's very hard to get anonymity out of these things. So
no, but this is the trick. It's on Ethereum. It's an ERC20 token, and Ethereum already have ready, as you said, Zk Snark contracts. They are not in production yet, but they are ready to go. So it's not like Bitcoin, where
some of them are.
Is
like Zephyr is published and works.
Exactly.
It just uses too much gas.
So I just trust Vitalik, and he will make not me. The old priests in the third world just trust Vitalik to make this stuff anonymous enough to get away with it. I'm sure he will not have any problem with that.
Apparently, there's an EIP that was rolled in this last fork that happened yesterday. Apparently, you can atomic cross swap to Zcash, like, directly. It's like an EIP that was executed, which I haven't even read about it. Like, a guy that I know.
He's so mad. You can tell that he's like, damn it. the joke didn't hit as hard as I wanted it to. Yeah, looking back at these, it's funny now. Back then, I found the interviews annoying. Yeah, I would agree too, David. I mean, they're actually really funny now. This is like, okay, the theatrics are funny, I guess, but it still annoys me to some degree, to where it's like, dude, we did go up 10,000x. And you were one of these guys, not you, David, but this guy was one of these guys who was like, oh, you can't, it's not going to do anything. And when Hex did do a 10,000x, crickets. We heard crickets on Twitter. All of us got blocked. I'm blocked by Giacomo, because it's like, oh, remember when you said that this was all going to go down and it was all wrecked because Richard owned this much or the OA owned this much and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that didn't happen, Parade of imaginary horribles.
Promotes Monero on stage. He told me about it, because I asked him, I'm like, dude, what's going on with Ethereum? Like, how do you get anonymous?
So you see, there are a lot of opportunities for these priests in order not to get caught. I'm very optimistic for it. I'm just a promoter.
We can talk about these things like in a non-parody matter if you wish. So a lot of Bitcoiners believe that the government should mind their own business and that they should be able to manage their finances as they wish.
Now, Bitcoiners don't think that now.
With whoever they wish, and not have to ask the government for permission.
I hate that now.
Sometimes, if you want to build things in this world, the government can screw you up, and you have to play by the rules, or you'll end up in court, right? So, I would love. Imagine this: ICOs make billions of dollars making you promises and then just giving you nothing. Do you know how easy it would be for me to give you promises? It would be very easy.
You never gave promises.
Right, but it would be very easy to do. And do you know how much more money the contract would get if I did? 4 times, 10 times, some large number of more money, right? But I am doing the legal thing and protecting the system from regulatory risk by
Richard,
doing
I'm
these
sure
weird
you're doing that.
conversations.
I'm sure you're doing that for ethical reasons as well. I mean, the reason you're not promising anything to anybody is not just the law. I think that inside of you have a very strong ethical threshold that you will never.
I don't think anyone knows what the price performance of any cryptocurrency will be, and so yeah, they could all go to zero. Like, yep, and they all drop 85% every 3 years anyway. So even if you get the best one that's been around for the longest, you're gonna have an 85% drawdown at least.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
It's like
so since
yeah, you're right.
Since we agree on anything, can I use your platform to illustrate to the viewers the characteristic of my website? Can you put the website on?
I don't have
screen so we can go through?
I can't. I don't have that ability. I've never set it up because I'd have to clear everything
Right.
else and make sure I didn't leak data and all that, and I've never got around to it.
His joke just
So,
falling
Otherwise,
so
I would let
flat.
your site. You can do it on your site.
He's like,
if you want.
gosh, dang it.
Yeah, I can do it here.
All right.
So if you can, yeah, exactly. So it's still a little bit provisional. It's the first probably zero-sum copycat meta scam, improving the hex scam to make it even more scammy. So
Hold on.
Oh, he does show it.
Drag your screen over to get it to show.
yeah,
Or you could
thank
drag
you.
it left a little bit. If you drag it left a little bit, I think it'll show.
Oh, because it's yeah.
Just drag it a little left.
Try to do.
Because I don't want to move my thing because then it'll put you somewhere else.
This guy talking
If you
and
just
Richard
drag
talking
your
about
window, your browser
Zuckerberg's
window to the
priest
left
in
a little
charge
bit.
of, yeah.
Just over
I
those
have to go
icons
back
there.
to the. I have to go back to the stop sharing though because
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Well, you can turn it back on in a second.
Wait.
Look at him.
This
Panicking.
is
Panicking.
embarrassing, all this preparation.
The joke.
Okay.
He spent
Take
so
your time.
long to make this joke,
like-
guys.
I like that we're getting some content here. Oh, you're wearing one of those
Yeah.
Vitalik shirts too. That's funny. He's wearing the rainbow unicorn shirt thing.
Troll alert when he showed the website.
Yeah, I
Yes.
am. Oh, well, let me get back into the.
All right.
And there he goes. That was it, guys. Giacomo completely
Did he just disappear?
he
just
spurted
disappeared.
out. He's done. His
What?
joke fell flat, and he had to run for cover. That was it. He doesn't come.
I should
Oh, he
say-
does come back.
You back?
Yeah, but it's
All right.
okay. That was too much. I was punished by technology because I was too aggressive in monetizing my edge.
So I should say for people that are interested in making copies of Hex, it is not open sourced. So Ethereum's open source. No, it's not. So Ethereum's
I thought
open
it was.
source. And
To
when,
be honest, I thought I was open source. I thought I was just open to copy. Because I thought open source was you could look at the code. I may have been wrong on Twitter yesterday.
that network gets upgraded, Hex benefits from it. However, the Hex contract itself is not open source. So if you Google the word no license with no space, then you can read about what that means. And what it means is
Technically, Hex is
if
not
you
open
copy,
source.
you get sued. If you
It means you just can't. Pulsechain should be okay. Yeah, I thought Hex you could you as long as you could open or check out the source code. I thought that was like how open source works, but I'm not technical like that. David Feder said it is not open source technically. It's not, but yeah, Pulsechain is.
basically it means that you can't
What's up,
copy it.
trucker? Crypto trucker.
You can do illegal things,
Whoever
right? Like
creates, whoever creates that website, zaxbox.win, should actually put a
Wise
disclaimer
coin,
like you
yeah.
shouldn't copy the hex code because you may get sued, right?
Well, I mean, in theory, I would imagine it would be hard to enforce. So I think if you tried to rip Hex off, the problem you would get is you wouldn't be able to list on any good exchanges because they don't want to get sued because there's real money to be attacked there. So, and the history of forks is not very good. Like Ethereum Classic versus Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin, they trade at like 2%, 3% usually. So it's not really
Maximalist exchanges, yeah.
Well, they just want to not go out of business, Well, I mean, in Ethereum, there's more that are willing to play the game because they're distributed, right? Like, so there's a lot more dexes. So you could be shady on a dex, maybe, but like if you want to use a centralized exchange that has real bank accounts and real faces attached to it, then they're not going to list a stolen code thing. So I like.
Okay, you're reacting way better than I expected. I mean,
You're reacting way better than I expected. Yeah, somebody said when you're smart enough to know you're being trolled and ignore it. Exactly, Tarnwig. Exactly. He knows he's being trolled. He just ignores it, and then it's like, okay, we'll play the game. Well, he's very good at it.
you're a master in this stuff, really. I mean, I do my best, but you're a master, Richard.
I don't disagree with anything you've said. I agree with every single thing you've said. So like,
He's
if
like,
we
"Son
find
of a-"
disagreement, we can argue and like shit, but like we have to actually disagree on something.
we agree so much on everything. That's, I mean, the reason I didn't create this, but I am actually promoting this and shilling this everywhere, zacksparks.win, is that I agree with you so much that I'm taking your path and I'm just bringing it to the next step. So I'm totally with you about everything.
Cool.
And actually, I agree with you so much that I think that for the viewers will be an added value to see the remaining 2.5 hours of streaming with only you talking about yourself, just like with Peter McCormack, because that was so great. Like half an hour with somebody, that somebody comes to you as scammer. I would never call you a scammer, right? I think what you're doing is completely honest, and you know that deep inside.
Thank you.
But now you will have 1 hour and a half or 2 hours and a half to actually complete your illustration of the project.
Shouldn't we? I can't, like, everyone that watches my show, they already know everything there is to know.
And that was the end. That was it. That was the end of the stream. Not the end of the stream. We've got 2 hours left because Peter McCormack pops in about an hour. But and we will take a look at that sometime this week. He comes in about 30 minutes more. And then it's like a good 2-hour debate. It's great. That's when Peter McCormack really gets hit on the noggin. Yeah, Simon Master, thank you. Yeah, great day. Fed recognized crypto potential, both individuals and bank portfolios. Yep, we took a look at that. Let's say someone tries to do Hex on Solana. Yeah, I'm sure that Troll finds kinship in Troll. Yeah. Didn't someone do Rex? Probably. The thing is I don't think that anything is going to even take off with if somebody tried to take Hex, because it's just so like, yeah, good luck. I mean, I think somebody did try a Rex. What's up, kids? What's up, Block Running? But that's all I got for you guys today. We will take a look. Peter McCormack. I know we were going to look at Peter McCormack, but I just had to set it up like this because he pops in on stream randomly in about 20 minutes after this. And he uses Giacomo's somehow the passcode to get in, and he just pops up randomly. So, which is pretty weird. We'll take a look at that sometime this week. That's all I got for you guys today. Let's see. Thought about a YouTube channel, but I have no idea what to talk about since I have nothing to do now being retired. Nice, Crypto Striker. Yeah, dude, do it. More streamers, the better. What do you mean there's nothing to talk about? There's literally stuff in the news every day to talk about. Just talk about whatever you want, man. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, Tarmog. This one, Peter asked RH for 5 Bitcoin and DM the next day. I think so. That's all I got. You guys